All right, we're going to start with shocking news out of London over the weekend. The death of Amy Winehouse, talented singer, songwriter. Well, a memorial of flowers. We're going to show you right now.
You know that I'm no good.
A memorial of flowers, handwritten notes, and liquor bottles, empty and full, growing outside singer Amy Winehouse's home in London, where she was found dead on Saturday. The 27-year-old Grammy winner publicly struggled with drug and alcohol abuse, and though there is no official cause of death yet, speculation is that she died of a drug overdose. An autopsy today will make an exact determination. Winehouse now joins the list of talented but troubled singers who also died at the age of 27, including Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, you see there, Jim Morrison, and, of course, Kurt Cobain. That is eerie. 27 years old, that many artists.
I mean, they talked about Amy and Brittany were talked about for a long time as maybe becoming a part of this club. And it's really sad. I was a huge Amy Winehouse fan. Her music, came to me at a really important time in my life. And I always, kind of wished that one day I could know her, be her friend. She was such a huge influence, and it's so upsetting to know, one, that she self-destructed, and two, that we're never going to get any more from her, that she has now contributed all she ever will.
And now she's on that list of some of the best in the business to pass on at that age, which is just eerie, as you said, and I think a lot of people saw this coming too. I mean, I think it was just really difficult to just watch her, lead herself down that pathway. So.
Right, and some are saying, it really wasn't that shocking considering her past history of fighting drug and alcohol. There have been reports from friends saying that there was no drug paraphernalia found with her next to her at her apartment, so that conflicts the idea of a drug overdose. But her family is also saying, she was troubled. Some others say she had a 36-hour binge that she went on before that.
Yeah, she's gone.
We'll know more about that in the coming days. Okay, here's a question for you. Can an airline actually kick you off the plane for what you're wearing, or more specifically, what you're not wearing? A woman from New York City says she got kicked off a JetBlue plane earlier this month because the flight supervisor didn't think she was wearing underwear. Melinda Knowles, a financial consultant, is suing the airline, claiming that the flight supervisor put a walkie-talkie between her legs to see what she had on under her baggy shirt, and then took her off the plane so she could show him that she really was wearing shorts. Now, that's a shot of her before she left for her flight at 4 a.m. that morning. But after all that, guess what? The pilot still would not let her back on the plane and refused to fly her out, so she is now suing. She later took a flight on JetBlue like 4 hours later. It was for a business trip, which I'm not sure if I would have been that insulted. I would have said, forget it. Taken my business credit card and bought a new flight to go down there.
Absolutely. I also think there's a lot of unanswered questions here.
Right.
Who knows if the flight supervisor did that with the walkie-talkie? Probably not a good idea if he or she did that. That person could lose their job for that kind of a, interaction.
Right, that's invading somebody's space.
Yeah, and as far as the pilot goes, you think, well, there are regulations. Once somebody's taken off, he probably, his hands were probably tied in that respect. But I can maybe understand a complaint being filed, a lawsuit that might be a little drastic. But at the same time, if what she said happened, then she's got a case.
I agree.
Well, and you wonder, how long is the list of things you can get kicked off a plane for going to be? Now there's a dress code on how long your shorts have to be or your shirt. It's just an odd thing to even get stopped for in the first place.
Right, and you dress comfortable anyway. So maybe it was something she wore that was comfortable, and she did have the proper undergarments on, and I don't see why they had to take her off the plane.
Whose business of it, of the airlines to know what she's wearing under?
There's definitely more to the story. I guarantee you something else.
It's not what it looks like.
Right.
Okay, here's a great story, a local story. Every bride wants to feel like a princess on their wedding day. It actually happened to a local bride. Take a look. Hamburg native and Disney executive Brian Whitman brought a little magic to Park Country Club and his bride in Williamsville for their wedding day yesterday. Check it out. He went all out for his beautiful bride. There she is. She arrived to the ceremony in a horse-drawn carriage to the sounds of beautiful music, and magical mist even escorted her up the aisle. The groom says he's used to being surrounded by Cinderella, Snow White, and Ariel all day, but it was truly something special to put on such a dream wedding in his hometown for his beautiful bride. That is like a dream wedding.
That's so sweet. And it's funny because we had talked last week about the trends that Kate Middleton is inadvertently setting, and carriages was one of them. So now we have this whole princess-themed sort of wedding.
I want to know where we got the carriage. Do we have it here?
Good question.
Yeah.
Can it be rented?
They're hard to find these days, so yeah. And,
There are actually carriage rentals that you can get in Western New York. There's a couple different ones all around.
There you go.
I bet you the royal wedding had a lot to do with that. I mean, obviously this is Cinderella land.